That boy been cheat on miss.
Bang, 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 boy, shit break. On the hard thing, out of Alabama, you can add next say.
Whoa, now, what's the word? It's your boy, the Alabama Hitta, and you are now tuned in to Hit Squad TV. Off the rip, I need y'all to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell on the side to be notified on each and every time we decide to slide that way.
And today we headed back down to Duval County. Yeah, Jacksonville, Florida. Home of Julio Foolio, the late Charles Jones. And there's a lot of stuff swirling around the untimely death of Charles Jones and the fifth suspect that has been brought into custody, Davion Murphy. Davion Murphy is brazen. He was taken into custody without a care in the world. And needless to say, Davion's standing on business. You know, just in his hearing, the testimony gave by one of the detectives speaks volumes. And we're going to jump into that. And basically what we're going to tap into is the hate that hate produced. Like, what made these folks so brazen to do such a dastardly deed as travel to Tampa and carry out this whole assault on Julio Foolio? Well, we're gonna tap into it. Lock in with your boy. It's Hitta.
An update in the murder of Florida rapper Julio Foolio in Tampa last year. Davion Murphy, the fifth person arrested in connection to the shooting, will remain in jail until trial. Police tracked him down in Jacksonville just last week. A judge made the decision just hours ago after prosecutors argued he's a danger to society and a flight risk. The prosecution brought several members of law enforcement to testify about the case, evidence, and Murphy's alleged involvement.
He was bouncing around abandoned houses and different female houses, and at the end he says, "I didn't need to go to Mexico because the best way to hide from a white man is in plain sight."
The defense argues all of the evidence is circumstantial and none of it points to Murphy. Davion Murphy pleaded not guilty in this case. The trial is expected to begin in April of next year. The state also said today they do plan to seek the death penalty. Murphy and 4 others are accused of killing Julio Foolio outside a Tampa hotel last June. 3 of them are also facing the death penalty.
And you see that whole statement about, you know, I ain't gotta run from a white man by running to Mexico. The best way to hide from a white man is in plain sight, man. That's damn near an admission of guilt. You know, if we're gonna keep it a stack. This boy don't care nothing about nothing they got going on. He is absolutely, unequivocally standing on business. And you can tell by this statement as well.
You then exit the interview room.
I did.
Were you able to observe the video that was linked to the room in live time, like in real time?
Yes.
And what, after you exited the interview room, did Davion do, if anything?
He does do something, and it may be more appropriate if I physically demonstrate it, if it's okay.
Okay.
He puts out his arms like this, and it appears that he's brandishing a rifle with one hand extended and one, what I would consider the trigger finger. He starts walking around the interview room after he gets out of his seat, and this is after Detective Nieder and I left, and he's holding it like this in front of him, and then he starts going, "Boom, boom, 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 boom." And then he walks around, and then he does it again, and he does it multiple times.
Were the comments that you were making about the shooter that you suspected in those videos as Davion Murphy intended to elicit some kind of response from Mr. Murphy?
You see, Rashard Murphy, he came out on his hands and knees, crying, slobbing, hand on the Bible, praying for a way of escape. Davion Murphy, oh, he don't give a damn about it. He don't give a damn about it. You hear me? Because the trolling, and everything that struck a nerve within this family of the Murphy brothers absolutely made numb any type of emotion. You see, it's a get back for Spazz. Yeah, who is Spazz? Some of you may know, but to others who don't, y'all tap in.
One time he faced up to life in prison, but today a 20-year-old Jacksonville man, Robert Howard, received a much shorter sentence for a deadly shooting 4 years ago following a Raines high school football game. At the time of the crime, Howard was 16. 19-year-old Joe Rod Adams died. 2 other teens were wounded. Adams' mother spoke with News4Jax reporter Corley Peel, who's joining us live with more on the outcome of what started out as a murder case. Corley?
Tom, Robert Howard was initially arrested on a second-degree murder charge. That charge was upgraded to first-degree murder, but he has now been sentenced to manslaughter and aggravated battery because witnesses stopped cooperating. And I spoke with Joe Rod Adams' mother, who says that this outcome is disappointing. This crime scene remains in Jamila Murphy's mind forever. It's where her son, Joe Rod Adams, was shot and killed after a Raines high school football game in 2018. What have these past few years been like for you and your family?
It's been hell, emotional.
Now, Robert Howard is sentenced to manslaughter and aggravated battery in Adams' death. He was originally charged with second-degree and first-degree murder, but it was reduced after eyewitnesses recanted their statements. The state attorney's office says roughly 200 people were in the area of the shooting, but no one would come forward.
They won't go to the police and tell the police what happened, but then they talk to other people about it. I didn't get to speak my piece in court. That's the part that hurted me. Like, I really want to speak my piece. I want him to hear out my mouth, let him know what he took from me.
According to Howard's original arrest report, the incident was gang-related, and he was listed as a gang member. Over the years, Murphy says people posted these videos, damaging her son's grave. She's also heard her son's death mocked by rappers in music videos. They refer to him as Spazz.
If you did have the opportunity to speak during court, what would you say to him?
You took something from me that was so precious, and I didn't get to see him have children when he was still in school.
Despite the outcome, Murphy is working to erase the crime scene from her memory. Adam's mother is now hoping that she can move forward so she can finally have peace. Howard was sentenced to 5 years in prison, but he does get credit for the time he's already served, which is 3.5 years. So he'll be out of prison by next year, and he does have 10 years probation.
And the gentleman that they speak of, Robert Howard, is none other than Kenny K. Yeah, Kenny Caps, Foolio homie. And you know what I'm saying? He went and did that little time. He came back, went on a promo run with Julio, Foolio, you know what I'm saying? And basically was living his life. But, you know, since the death of Foolio, Kenny Caps got jammed up, slinging that Heisenberg to the feds, and basically is locked up now on an ICE charge, yeah. Selling ice to her undercover and got jammed up. But fam, this is the crazy part. You know, all of this stuff is connected, and we know this, but it's just the fury that these folks bumped down on Julio Foolio with was just unconscionable. And this is why. This is absolutely why. Because of the trolling, because of the back and forth, and most definitely because of this situation right here.
Is outraged after someone's recorded urinating on her son's grave. News4Jax has obtained this video of the vandalism. The suspect is also seen knocking down the decorations and heard saying derogatory things. The grave belongs to Joe Rod Adams. His mother says he was shot and killed at a Raines versus Lee High School football game in 2018.
I closed myself up in the house. Since his death, my family haven't been the same. That hurts.
News4Jax reporter Corley Peel spoke to Adam's mother, and she's joining us live at JSO headquarters with a look at what she's learned. Corley.
Jerron Adams' mother tells me that JSO is investigating. She says this is heartbreaking because she not only had to deal with the fact that her son was murdered, but now she's having to deal with the fact that someone recorded themselves destroying the place where her son was laid to rest. This video posted on social media shows what appears to be a man spitting.
Jerron Adams.
And urinating.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
And kicking decorations off of Jerron Adams' grave. The video never shows the man, only his shoes.
I just feel like that's a stab in the heart, doing stuff like that.
Jamila Murphy says seeing the video was devastating. She says her son's grave is typically decorated with flowers and balloons. Now it's empty.
I had a breakdown. I did, no lie. I had a breakdown, I had to put myself together. I was crying all day yesterday since I seen it.
Police say Adams was shot and killed during a Rains versus Lee High School football game in 2018. 18-year-old Robert Howard is charged in his murder.
Do you feel like he's doing this in some sort of retaliation?
Yeah, I do. I really do. Like, they feel like their friend should be out. Well, I feel like he need to be where he at.
Murphy says her son's birthday is next week.
I'm not gonna let one disrespectful person stop me for putting flowers down on my son's grave for his birthday.
She says the past year and a half has been hard enough without her son, but she's not going to let a vandal ruin his resting place. I have reached out to the person who posted the video of the vandalism. He claims that's not him in the video. Adam's mother is urging for anyone who knows anything about this crime to call JSO.
And I'm not gonna lie, I consider myself a level-headed individual, but I'm telling you, if anybody did that to any one of my people, I'm calling all the smackers I know. You understand me? Yeah, real talk. I'm calling every smacker, every crash out. You wanna crash? Let's crash. You don't do that to the deceased. It's bad enough that we got people speaking on the dead over records, trolling over the internet, but then you go to a grave site and vandalize it like that. Fam, it's retribution to pay. It's absolutely retribution. And this is what I mean by the hate that hate produced. You see, things like this after the actual event is what I feel like culminated in the events that we seen down in Tampa. Real talk.
It's in the Julio Foolio murder case at issue whether Davion Murphy, he's one of the 5 suspects in the case, should stay locked up until trial. News Channel 8's Georgia MacArthur has the update on that.
Keith, after being on the run, ducking and dodging from police, Davion Murphy appeared before a Hillsborough County judge, and today that judge, Michelle Cisco, decided through key evidence after hours of hearing from the prosecution and the defense, he has no bond. Davion Murphy, a 27-year-old suspect, appeared before a judge in handcuffs and a red jumpsuit. Murphy is one of 5 suspects who are wanted for their alleged involvement in the murder of Jacksonville rapper Charles Jones, known as Julio Foolio. Investigators believe 5 suspects allegedly worked with members of rival gangs like ATK and 1200 to kill Julio Foolio.
Did you have an opportunity to see Davion Murphy make a gang sign with his hands?
Yes.
When was that?
The night he was arrested.
They claim the suspects followed Jones to Tampa from Jacksonville, where he celebrated his 26th birthday. Today in court, prosecutors brought up just how they were able to link Davion Murphy, investigators say a key player in the shooting. Today in court, prosecutors showed cell phone records and surveillance video linking Murphy to the fatal shooting.
Yes.
And today, a judge decided that all 5 suspects, their trial is tentatively set for April 2026, and they will remain in jail until then.
And listen, they not playing the radio with these boys, man. All 4 males charged with the death of Julio Foolio will be charged with the death penalty if convicted. Alicia Andrews, that's a different set of circumstances because of the fact that she's pregnant. But them boys, man, they trying to put them to sleep. Rest in peace to 1200 Spazz. Yeah, Gerard Adams. Rest in peace to Charles Jones, Julio Foolio. Love and condolences to both families. This is madness, man. This is madness like, you know, we hadn't seen in quite a while. And this whole situation has no winners. I don't care how young and Ace pop out in all black drinking Don Julio. There's no winners in this situation. Miss Murphy still has to grieve not only her son, but the other Murphy boys. You see what I'm saying? You got Kenny Caps locked up. And a lot of people say, well, Kenny didn't do it. Bibby did it. Well, Bibby's no longer here either. Queso, ATK, is charged for that. Y'all playing y'allself right into their hands, tricking yourself off the street. Man, it's crazy. This whole situation is wild, but I just wanted to touch base with y'all on this and just bring y'all what I feel like is the hate produced. Davion Murphy, what you did was absolutely wrong. But I understand where you're coming from. Fam, if y'all still rocking with us and y'all enjoying the content, y'all hit the like button, sub to the channel, and let's grow this channel. Roll to 10K on the way. This your boy Hitta.
This has been your boy, the Alabama Hitta. And if you still rocking with me and you enjoying the content, hit that like button, fam. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell on the side to be notified on each and every time we decide to slide. And until the next time we decide to spin, I'm in the win. Salute to the hitters. That way. Yeah.